start recording now. Now this is weird because the last time I did it, I had a little button at the bottom that said record now. So all I can do is hope I'm recording.
It says recording.
Oh, good. I'm glad you can see that. Who said that?
Angie.
Angie, I'm not real technology savvy. I am nothing like your good girl, Jen, who is like, amazing. Anyways, we are going to get started so that if anybody wants to get back to the Super Bowl, they can. I'm super excited that all of you have made it to week 2. Did you enjoy the call with Joe and Christina?
Yes.
Yes.
I know Joe Hackman, and I've never been at a conference and talked to her where I haven't taken away a bunch of ideas, so I did enjoy it as well. Do any of you have any things you took from their chit chat, or if you watched any of the other YouTubes or whatever that you'd like to share with us that was just like an aha or really something interesting?
I really like the, it really kind of hit home when they talked about the benefits of the products and knowing what those benefits are and how to bring them to your parties. It's one thing to talk about a product, but it's another to really know what its benefits are and what it's going to do to help them in their kitchen.
Exactly. And, you know, I think sometimes people go, oh my gosh, it's, you know, $100 for those stainless mixing bowls. Well, you know, though, the benefit of these mixing bowls is that silicone grip on the bottom is going to keep them from skipping around. And if you've got a mix master, you can use those as an additional bowl. And so, yes, absolutely, to know the benefits of our different products is super.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
I agree. That's one of the things I really want to work on. I thought that was pretty amazing.
And they do have, I was talking to Terry today, we had our phone call, and I don't remember if it was when I was in a product, because I was looking up the brown sugar keepers, and I knew someone had said something about it's not just for sticking it into a bucket of brown sugar. And I went in, and I think it's under the cross-selling or something like that, or maybe it's under use and care, but just the number of different ideas / benefits to having them. And I always like to say at my shows, you know, I don't want you to just buy something that has only one use. I love the fact that Pampered Chef has tools and not gadgets, because every tool from Pampered Chef, I can give you at least a few, if not many more things that you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
I was curious about how long, like watching those people in their videos, how long do they really do demos for? Because it seemed like were they just showing an overview of a lot of products, or is that their standard? You know, because you always talk about keeping it short, and it seemed like theirs went like a good hour. So,
well, and you know, it's all up to each individual consultant, Terry, as to what you prefer to do. I am doing mainly station style shows where I yak a little bit about what you can do with the different tools and what tools they'll be using at different stations. But I'm no longer standing up there and going through a demo. I do know people who have everything done and literally only talk about the products. And I know there are many people who literally will go through and do a demo. I'm a pretty strong believer in seeing to it that you keep it as short as you can, because people are busy and have lots of stuff that they're doing. So
right. So I thought that totally went against like what they try to stress. So that's why I didn't know if I was misunderstanding, if that was their total show, or
Well, and I think sometimes when they're doing these videos, they want to give, other consultants lots of different things that lots of different spaghetti that they can throw at the wall and say, giving you more benefits for a product, giving you ideas as to things you can say, and maybe not necessarily using all of them.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I do have a question regarding in the phone call, she talks about knowing your tools and what are your best sellers. I tried to follow along where she told us to go, but I think the website's been updated since those instructions. Is there
Could be.
instructions out there to see that? Because I can see
It-
by
It's under
party,
the, it's
but
under
not by
the sell-
item.
It's under the selling and recruiting tab. And then personal business reports, and then it followed on with what she said, but it's the selling and recruiting tab.
Okay. Okay, I'll look again.
Okay.
And you're always going to sell a ton of the quick cut paring knives, which are now called the paring knife set. And you
Yeah.
sell plenty of season's bests and things like that. But one of the things, and I don't remember exactly where it was said or who it was that was saying it, you want to make sure that you're talking about higher priced items and that sort of thing, and getting people into understanding the benefits of those types of things, because that's what's going to get them to book and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so it is very interesting to run that report. And if all the products in your, top 20 are $5 or less, you need to work on seeing to it that you're bringing in the quick slice, and you're bringing in the simple slicer, and you're bringing in the rock crocs and the cookware and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I found to be really interesting, because I would like to see what mine are and just kind of look at that and go, okay, when I go to a party, I'm always kind of, okay, what should I bring this time? And I think that would help me go, you know what, I really want to push these and I'm going to bring these this time.
Yep. And you know what, Angie, I am willing to bet that Jen can probably, was it Lori that was saying? I know it's under selling and recruiting, and then there's business reports, and you go there.
Yeah, personal business reports,
Okay.
and then order history, and then my top selling products.
Thanks, Lori. Anybody else? Okay, well, now that we all have some amazing selling skills under our belts, we'll be able to share these great tips and ideas when we're at our shows and while we're out and about. So it's natural for us to start talking about bookings and recruiting, because obviously we have to have the bookings and be doing the shows in order to move forward with this business. It's super easy to share what you're so excited about once you're educated on it. And so going into PC University and doing different YouTube videos will help you constantly. You have products, and all of us do. We have the products that are going to change people's lives. Did you know that families who eat together, and I remember, and every time I read this, I'm just like, wow, it's so true. Families that eat together have children who do better on their SATs or ACTs, whatever they're taking. They have better interviewing skills. They are less promiscuous, less apt to do drugs, smoke, or drink, all because they ate dinner together. And I know as a child, and yes, I'm very old, so we're talking, 60 years ago, when our family was eating together, we did every night. My dad was a salesman, and there were nights we weren't eating until 7:30, 8 o'clock, but we ate together. And we've done that with our own children. and I'm not bragging, but I have two pretty cool girls. And eating around the table and having conversations really does make a difference. And I just think it's so cool to know that all of us in Pampered Chef, because of what we're doing, have the ability to impact generations to come just by going to work on a regular basis. It's easy to share when you're out and about. You can wear your Pampered Chef logo, you know, if you're at the ball game and you've got a PC baseball cap. This will come in your paperwork changeover kit, some fun crossover bags that you can wear and carry. There are t-shirts you can buy. And remember, all these things are business write-offs and are a huge advantage when you're out and about. I will say, and this is an old one, it doesn't have the new spoon logo, but I love my catalog tote. I carry this everywhere I go. I carry it to the grocery store. I'll throw it out on the conveyor belt as they're checking me out. I'll have it slung over my shoulder. And if you're newer, I know you're going to think I'm absolutely nuts when I say this, but when I'm wearing a t-shirt, when I'm carrying my PC catalog tote, people go, oh, Pampered Chef? Do you sell Pampered Chef? I love Pampered Chef. So get some logo wear. And, you know, even this month, $7.50 in sales, and you're going to get 2 bags for going to the grocery store. I mean, I've got old bags that I carry to the grocery store, and people see them, and it makes a difference. So also realize that now, I will admit I've never worn my apron, even when I'm cooking. I don't wear it at my shows, but, you know, I have taken little recipe cards with my information stamped on it, and if somebody's conveniently in an aisle, I'll ask them where an ingredient is or ask them about which brownie do you like better. And I know you're probably sitting there and going, really? You think I'm going to talk to people when I'm out and about? But there are people everywhere, and we all eat. I'm not really, well, yeah, those of you who know me know I am crazy, but anywhere there are people, there are those who eat. So how many of you struggled with what you were going to do for dinner before you got into Pampered Chef? I'll be totally honest, even after 23 years, I struggle with what we're going to do for dinner from time to time. I had no idea what to use before Pampered Chef. And, you know, there are many times that I have opened the refrigerator or my cupboards and gone, okay, what are we going to have tonight? And really was hoping something would just magically appear and we'd have dinner on the table. So all the people that are around us when we're out and about, as we're going through grocery checkout lanes and that sort of thing, have the exact same things. And we'd all be very selfish if we weren't sharing about all the benefits that Pampered Chef has to offer. Now, some of these words are going to sound corny. The one thing I always tell all my consultants when they get started is Pampered Chef has put a lot of time and energy and money into coming up with these scripted type things. Change them so it sounds like you. If it doesn't sound like you, don't do it. But it gives you an idea of where you can start. So let's say you're at the grocery store. Hi, is this a good brownie mix? I'm making this recipe tonight to try out. And then show them one of the recipe cards that we have through Pampered Chef that has a brownie in it or a cookie or whatever. Do you think this is a good brand? Have you ever heard of Pampered Chef? And honestly, how many of the 4 of you that are on here have been in long enough that you've been wearing something or you've tried something like this and somebody else say, oh, I love Pampered Chef, when you ask if they've heard of Pampered Chef? None of you?
I have not yet, but I've only been doing this a year, but I don't get anyone. I wear a lot of my Pampered Chef, but I have a coat and a lot of my drink mugs have Pampered Chef on it, but I just haven't come across anyone who's really like said anything yet. So I know it'll come eventually.
It will. I mean, I've literally had people, because I have my name and phone number and I don't remember if I think it's my website on the back of my van. And I've had people when I come out of the store who are standing there going, do you sell Pampered Chef? I need a catalog. So it does happen. So, if somebody says something about it, just ask them, when's the last time you've been to a party? Would you like to see a new product flyer? Now, the one thing I will say is if you're going to give them a mini catalog, you can do one of two things. A bunch of us had, and I don't know if you can see this, it looks like it's backwards to you, but have had these Post-its made so you could stick something like this onto a catalog so you can get their information. But the other thing you can easily do is just take and staple a prize drawing slip onto the top. And if you're going to hand out a mini catalog or a regular catalog, just let them know that you'd like to have their information so you can get in touch with them. And the one thing I will say is it's very, very, very important that you work on trying to get in touch with them within the next 24 to 48 hours, because they lose 10% of their interest every day. So the sooner you can get in touch with them, the better off you'll be. In the checkout line, you might say, I can't wait to try these brownies at home. Don't they look amazing? And you might find, and I know in this crazy busy world, it's very tempting to just go through the self-checkout lane. But if you can go through a checkout lane and you can put a bag down or whatever, or bring up, the recipe, you'd be surprised at the number of people who will bite. So again, ask them, when's the last time you saw a catalog? Here's a copy of our latest spring products. Check out this quick cooker. It is like the Instapot, but much better. It makes dinner in a snap. I'd love to follow up with you to see what you think about the new products. And then again, guess there's a little typo there. Have them fill out the Post-it or the prize drawing slip so that you can have their information and get in touch with them. Now, if they get really excited about the products, then ask them right then and there if they'd like to have a show and get it all for free instead. It truly is that easy. Sharing is just caring about the people around you and having a conversation. When you start seeing it as a service instead of a chore, it will become much more fun and easier for you to do. Prospecting when you're out and about is nothing more than having a friendly conversation. You also want to be prepared when somebody asks you, so what do you do? You don't want to be fumbling around to come up with word choices to describe what you do. So, and this will be part of your homework this week, you have to be prepared with a fast 20-second commercial. I help create mealtime memories with quality tools and tasty recipes. I show busy families how to get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. I help people realize that cooking can be fun when they have the right tools. I help people discover, not this one, the inner Rachel Ray, their inner Rachel Ray. All of these are designed for people to then ask you what you do. And then just by saying, oh, I'm with Pampered Chef. Have you heard of Pampered Chef? And again, if you ask that question, 99% of the time, they are going to say, oh, I love Pampered Chef. And yeah, my brother's a lawyer, so I can honestly say, I'm really glad I'm not a lawyer, because whoever says, oh, I love lawyers. So that's how we can prospect when we're out and about just in the community, grocery shopping, at the bank. There are so many different places you can talk to people. But now we will also want to talk at booking at your shows, whether it's on your virtual parties or whether it is in a live show. And here the magic number is 2. When you want to you never want to close a party without at least 2 bookings. 2 cooking and 1 catalog show is absolutely even better. You have 1 show to replace the show you're doing, then you have another show to keep your business growing. And a catalog or a virtual party, it's just like the gravy on your paycheck, or it's the frosting on the cake. So in order to get 2 bookings, you have to ensure you do a few things. Now, this is quite a list. Number 1, you want to host coach effectively. And we are covering host coaching next week, so I'm really not going to get into that today. But I do, with my host coaching, I'm really trying to get my hosts to get bookings before the show for me. You want to get there on time so you're relaxed as people come in and you're able to mingle with them and get a feeling for what they need and what they want. You want to make sure everything you have is clean and that you're dressed appropriately, you smell good. I know some of these things sound ridiculous, but it's just good things to think about. Again, like we were sort of talking about before, make sure you're talking about high-priced products so you can create desire beyond their budget. I always pass around the sheet that you can print off. It's in the same line with the host, the guest, and the recruiting specials. There's specials at a glance. And now as I start my February shows, all my shows are going to have a ton of stoneware and high-priced stoneware, the deep covered baker, the glazed stoneware, that sort of thing, because I can be talking about the fact, if you like these stones, did you know instead of paying $80 for this stone, you can get it for, maybe I'm wrong on this, $24. I like to take what the price would be and give them what the price would be at 60% off type of thing. And then by the middle of the month, I will be doing all my recipes in Rock Crocs because I want to talk them in, not talk them into, but encourage them to take advantage of the 60% off on Rock Crocs in March and that host special. Make your hosts feel special and appreciated. Go over the bookings all the time in your introduction, while you're doing your demo, and also in your closing. Because I hate getting up in front of adults, sort of have everything scripted out. So I have specific booking lines that I will put into my show. Use your prize drawing slip. I also do not have them have this at the beginning of the show. I literally hand it out to one person at a time. I speak about the questions and I tell them in order to win a prize, they have to fill the whole thing out. How many of you are doing the 3-pile checkout? Anybody know what the 3-pile checkout is?
No.
Okay. I like to start with a positive question. So the first pile is not a pile at all, and that's, did you have fun tonight? Oh, yes, it was just wonderful. Then I have a pile. I print copies of the recipe we made at the show, and I'll say, did you enjoy the recipe? Would you like a copy of the recipe? And then I'll go into, you know, I have so much fun at my job. I love what I do. Have you ever thought about something like Pampered Chef? Would you be interested in information on joining our team? And if they say no to that, then I go on and say, well, you know, I know that Angie would love it if you booked a show, because remember how I was talking about the fact that she's going to get half price at your show on anything she wants out of the catalog when people book at a show. So take them through those different piles. Like I say, I've got more than 3. If they say no to a cooking show, it's at that point that I will offer them a virtual party or a catalog party. I also like to ask people for referrals. Do you know somebody who loves Pampered Chef or might want to have a show? Turn your host into a booking agent for you, because again, she gets 50% off anything from a show that books off of hers. Number of people, and I'm pretty sure Jen still does this, will offer a special booking incentive. So, I'm going to give away 3 free brownie pans. And when I give away 3 free, I'm going to give a 4th one to the host. And usually what I'll do is I'll do something like the ceramic egg cooker, I'll do the whipped cream maker, the brownie pan, and then I see to it that I'll use that product at the show. And then what I do is when they hold their show, I will order that free item under their name on their host benefits for them at that point. So if you really want to increase your bookings, that would work. Know about your products. You did a lot last week. Keep learning more and more about them, so that you can create interest in people purchasing them, but also in booking. Make sure you smile a lot and have a lot of fun with people, because we have removed the 40-minute on your first group meeting. Am I talking that long? No. Okay, I have no idea what that's all about. Smile a lot, have fun. People don't want Eeyore, they want a Tigger who's jumping around and having a blast. Have your calendar ready. And I was going to have my calendar here. I used to teach, and there's highlighter tape that you can get at education stores. And I have blue ones where I'm going to the PAC for a play, or I'm going out to dinner with somebody, or something with my family. I have pink ones where I book my shows, and what's great about it is you can peel it up and move it to another place if somebody needs to reschedule. But have your calendar ready, and be able to show them what dates that you have available in the next couple of months. But always book in close before going on to the next month. Tell them that you'll contact them, as if they won't book at the show, that you're going to contact them soon so they can pick their date. And if they don't contact you within 2 days, then group text the potential and the current host at the same time. I know it's sneaky, but again, if you have your host as a booking agent with you and she's like, oh yeah, I have so much on my list, I really want to have another show, go to another show. So anyways, start saying on the way to every party, I will get 2 cooking shows. I will get 1 catalog show. I am a booking magnet. Everyone wants to have a show with me. Last week we were talking about our belief system. Kelly challenged you to strengthen your system so much that your belief in our 3 opportunities exude from you. You love the opportunity to help people purchase. You love the opportunity to help people book shows. You love the opportunity to have somebody join the fastest growing team in the Midwest, which would be your team. And when you wake up, the first thing you should think of is, whose life can I change today? This week, I want you to look at your passion behind this company's booking opportunity. You have got to believe that we have the best thing ever, and be so completely passionate about it that you can't help booking tons of parties. You are passionate, or are you passionate at your parties? Are you passionate about your products? Can they tell that you are in love with your products? Can they tell when you talk about bookings, how much fun it's going to be and how crazy they'd be not to have one. If you're not doing theme shows, talk to your director about different types of theme shows you can do. Don't get freaked out by them. They are no different than a regular show. The majority of my recipes I can do at a girls' night out, or I can do at a tailgate party. I can do at a sip and dip party. I can do at a wine, cheese, and chocolate party. So don't be freaked out about doing theme shows. It just makes them think it's going to be something new and different. Make sure you paint pictures that are so clear that they have to join your team. They have to have a show with you. I love the Pampered Chef. So here we go again. Answer yes or no. I won't know what your answers are, but answer these questions honestly. Are you passionate about your products? Are you passionate about booking shows? Are you passionate about our business opportunity? Because whether you are or whether you're not, it's going to show. So you have to really, really feel it and really, really go for it and believe it. If you do not feel passionate, how can you find your passion? I strongly encourage you, whether you are or you aren't passionate, go to National Conference. It's the best thing ever. I was so worried. My daughter's getting married this summer in Spain, and I didn't think I'd be able to go, but I can. I'm so excited. Go through PC University again and again and again. Watch YouTube videos. Play with your tools at home. Listen to training calls. Saturday morning, there's coffee talks, which are amazing, absolutely amazing. Find a batter bowl buddy. This is sort of something old and different. I do it from time to time with my team at our meetings. Find somebody and challenge each other. You know, I need to get 4 more bookings for next month. I need to do this, and then call each other to see how you're doing. Find a fair or a booth to work so you can hear how much everyone loves Pampered Chef. Go to a recipe night, find a PC mentor. And a lot of times it's good to find a PC mentor or a PC batter bowl buddy that you don't know real well, because it's real easy to sit and gab and have fun with somebody and not get around to talking business. Whereas if it is a mentor or a batter bowl buddy that you don't know as well, you'll both have a lot of benefits from learning from each other and keeping each other on track. So do any of you have any questions?
Mm.
No.
No, you say, I want to get back to the Super Bowl, but nobody's been watching it. So yeah, that's not happening. Or maybe you're saying, I got to get to bed. I got to get up early. Okay, so your homework for this week, you're going to listen, and oh my gosh, Susan Warshay is absolutely amazing. You're going to be listening to her and Missy Elliott's I Don't Know Missy on getting abundant bookings. And this will all be in your Google form. Then you have to decide how many shows you're going to commit to booking this week. How many out and abouts will you commit to this week? If you're going to the dentist's office, or you're going to get the oil changed, or you're going to get a haircut, see if you could leave some catalogs out. Carry catalogs. Be looking at a catalog. Be doing something with Pampered Chef while you're waiting in the waiting room, and see if you can't give some of them away and get some prize drawing slips filled out. I do prize drawing slips, and I tell people, you know, I collect leads all month, and then at the end of the month I pick lucky winners, and some people will win a free kitchen show. Some people will win $15 of free product. And I literally will call every person and I will offer every person a free cooking show. That means I bring the ingredients, I send the invites. All they have to do is get the people there. So set a follow-up call with your recruiter to discuss how many leads you did get, how many bookings you got, what are your sales at, what did you have trouble with, and what's a brag you have from this week coming up. Anything else for the good of the cause?
No, I don't think so.
Well, thank you all for being on. I will have this back up and running shortly, I hope. I have my little directions here on how to get that to happen. But have an amazing week. And next Sunday I'm at the Lion King, so I won't be on the call. But I can't wait to hear of all the successes you've had this week.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
ladies.
Sarah.
Thank you.
Have fun at spring launch. You all are going to spring launch tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Celia, why am I not seeing you shake your head? Yes. No? Okay. Have a great evening.
I have a class on Monday nights, so.
Oh.